Astrals, welcome to part 2 of the series. In this video, we're going to go over the map of Starry Isles. The info in this video can be useful for knowing lore and for creating an OC that might be from anywhere around the Isles. This might be a longer video because there is a lot to go over. Some friends who helped me make this map are Soph, who is practically the co-maker of everything, and then Cherry and Aster. Thanks guys, I love ya. Okay, so we'll go from top to bottom. First off, the regions. We have the main regions, which consist of the north, the middle, and the south. Then we have other ones like the southeast and the ocean. As we go through each main region, we're going to have 3 categories: climate, population, and wealth. First off, the northern region. As you'd expect, the north is the coldest area, but mostly in Frostvale. It has a couple mountain ranges, and usually the towns around the mountains are a bit colder. Areas of the north like Cyprielle and the Elf Forest are closer to a temperate climate, but have slightly colder winters than the middle region. In terms of people, the north has the smallest population of the 3 regions and is somewhat spread out. The people also have more of a British accent, and at the very top, there's a train that leads to Hogwarts. That's our little Harry Potter crossover. In terms of wealth, the north is the second wealthiest region of the 3, and has little to no poor areas. They also are known for history and magic, which we'll get more into later. Next, the middle region. Here we've got a lot of the manufacturing and material areas, as well as the capital. The climate is temperate with hot summers and cold winters, although the west coast can be a bit warmer sometimes. This area is a mix of crowded cities, suburbs, and downtowns. I'll go over each one later. The population is almost the same as the south, but the south is definitely more population dense. I want to say that the middle region has a more American or Canadian accent. And moving on to wealth, the middle region is the least wealthy of the 3, but still rich. Next, we've got the southern region. The south is known for being a tourist area with a lot of beaches, media, and amusement parks. The climate is generally warmer, definitely more tropical as we go down to Ember Falls and Starfish Cove. It is very population dense, and people mostly live in the cities. The south is in fact the wealthiest region, and people there have many different accents, as it is pretty diverse. There are human realm portals all across the south that lead to places all around Earth, and that's probably why it's so diverse. Anywho, now I'll go over each area specifically, starting with Crescent Island. This island is like a UN for the countries in the Demon Realm. It has Paris vibes, but like ancient Greek architecture, and it doesn't have a huge population, although a considerable amount of people do live there. Next is Amalight City. It's a sky city mainly for demons and creatures actually. It is up on a cloud and has a few little islands. Indigoville is a foggy town on the southeast coast that is very ominous. It isn't beachy but sits on a high cliff above the Starry Sea. No one really lives there as a family, but there is a huge orphanage with many kids, and it's run by older women. Some say there are also ghosts and maybe even mermaids or sirens in the waters below. Others say they had to put up a fence on the cliff because of accidents. A few orphans have gone missing in the past, and it's rumored that they were lured to a villain lair after falling into the water. On a lighter note, the town is mainly known for making clothing and pastries. Next up is Leighee. It's basically like a joke town we made, and it's hot and dry. Think like Demon Realm Wild West. It has a few small villains, such as the evil cactus, but the sheriff and deputy always manage to catch him. And guess who's from there? Bazinga, of course. Time for Starfish Cove. I talked a bit about the cove in my last video, but I'll go over it again. Starfish Cove is a tourist spot on the southern coast of the Isles. It has a convenience store, restaurants, boba shop, yoga, a beach, and really good ice cream. The shore has a submarine that leads to Amphitrite, and the woods in the back have pink trees and time pools. Past the time pools are the Palistrom woods. Speaking of Starfish Cove, let's quickly go over Amphitrite, the ocean kingdom of the Isles. It is ruled by 2 queens and has a famous boarding school like Astral, but for merpeople and underwater creatures. It's also known for its fashion and has some really famous designers. Ember Falls is a tropical coastal town with lots of trees, rocks, vegetation, and demon wildlife. It's mainly known for its waterfalls, which are very hot or boiling all throughout the year, but turn into lava falls in April. Outside of the forest is a beach with bright colors and very hot sand. The residents of Ember Falls tend to have flamey, star, fire magic, that sort of thing. It's also a big vacation spot, so there are many tourists. To the left of Ember Falls is Cosmolight City. Cosmolight is the food capital of the Isles and is home to a huge amusement park. It's basically where all the kids of the Isles want to go on vacation every year. The main attraction of the park is the Hoot Coaster, where you ride in a hootie cart through a journey of defeating Bellows. Aside from the park, there are endless streets and alleys of restaurants, cafes, and more, with diverse food from both the Isles and the human realm. Cosmolight tends to be pretty hot all the time, with moderate temperature in winters. Lastly, further south is Raineview, the media center of the Isles. Raineview is a chill, rainy city that is home to the most famous actors, writers, artists, and general creatives, all of whom are very rich. It is expensive to live in Raineview, and the streets are lined with mansions and luxury apartments. It is home to the biggest library in the Isles, which everyone wants to visit at least once in their lifetime. It also has a lot of cafes and ballrooms for fancy events. Moving on to the middle region, let's start with Candenaria. This city is very large and crowded and is known for its manufacturing of magical gadgets, vehicles, weapons, and more. Basically, the engineering capital with a steampunk vibe. It's also the city where the Cherry Cafe first originated, its specialty being cherry tea, of course. Candenaria does have a bunch of poor areas, but also many rich business owners, which creates a sort of social divide. Mistfield is a town that is really just a basic place. It is entirely suburban and has homes, a school, shops, like any town. It is kind of dull and foggy, not as much as Indigoville, but there isn't much to say about it. My OC grew up in Mistfield as well as someone else. You'll know who eventually. Next up is Astara. I talked about Astara in my last video, so I'll just do a quick overview. It's the capital of the Isles and a bright purple city with stars everywhere. It's known for places like the Night Market, Starry Isles Emporium, Motel, train station, and plaza with many shops for adopting palismen, buying supplies, or eating good food. There also may or may not be some secrets in the city, hidden in an alleyway. Who knows? Astralis is a town that used to be the capital of the Isles but isn't anymore. It's older and has a vibrant downtown area with many residents who love the place and vow to keep it alive. Overall, it's a really wholesome spot to live and has a close community. Most importantly, Astralis is where Astral Academy is. Now for the Stargem Grottos. These are a system of caves and caverns where birthstones and crystals are mined. We go over the significance of these stones in astrology class at Astral, but here's a quick run through. So basically, everyone has a power based on their zodiac sign, and this power is activated by using the birthstone. This is by no means a main power, just a fun extra one, but it can be someone's main power if they want. On the very west side, there is a small rocky coast and a town where a few people, mainly those who work in the grottos, live. In the middle of this region is the Lake of Illunis. This is a galaxy lake, and if you look into it, you can see a variety of things, from memories to alternate realities to the future or past. It's dangerous to look into it for too long because you could fall into a trance. However, it's mostly safe. I mean, if you fall into it, you will be floating through a galaxy until the lake decides to throw you back out, but it's fine. The detention galaxy is made from a bit of the lake and the students come out alive. If you're still watching, then I seriously admire you because literally, who wants a geography lesson like this? Anyway, we're going on to the northern region. Let's begin with the Elf Forest. It's basically just a large mythical forest of wildlife and demons that's pretty wide and relatively undisturbed. Everyone there lives in harmony with each other and there aren't many huge conflicts. Now for Cyprielle, the wealthiest and most active part of the northern region. It is a city with Cahoosian architecture and a large train station, which humans would say has a Victorian vibe. There are vines and plants everywhere and umbrellas are used to travel around the city. It also has the well-known King's University, which many students apply to after graduating from Astral. Cyprielle is well established and has a capitol building surrounded by parks. Most of the produce around the Isles comes from there as well, and there are scattered farm villages. As this is in the north, the population mostly speaks in a British accent, and Soph's character is from here. The kids of Cyprielle tend to go to either Astral Academy or Hogwarts, sometimes even both at different times. Duskhelm was actually created by my friend CC before we even made the Starry Isles map. It's a small dark town with a blue or navy shade in its lighting and atmosphere, but has a cafe that many go to for really good food and performances. It has vampire elves and witches, as well as a thick, colorful forest behind the buildings. There are also games to play in the forest caves, like escape rooms, and sometimes birthday parties are held there. Most people in Duskhelm live in small, cozy apartments, which is fitting for this dimly lit city. Lumineia, across the mountain from Duskhelm, is a huge historical site. It's the last remnant of the Boiling Isles, which broke apart and drifted away before Starry Isles was founded by Luce and the gang. Lumineia has a few secret caves and ruins, but most notably, the famous castle of Amor with the Lover's Tree in the middle, planted by 2 wizards in an attempt to keep dark magic preserved and the Isles protected. No one lives in Lumineia anymore as it is small and older than both the Boiling and Starry Isles, but it is occasionally visited. Hootsifer is a city where the famous, worshipped, magnificent, spectacular, amazing, astounding, breathtaking, stunning, one and only Hootie resides. It's a beautiful city with golden buildings and stone streets where famous landmarks like the Lumineia and Huntlow temples are. Finally, we have Frostvale. It's a snowy town known for its magic and owl witches, who are basically people who can transform from owl to human or witch form. It's mountainous and elevated, but not all on the same level. It's known for winter sports and ancient magic, like healing magic and glyphs, and has a small downtown area with the train station. One more thing. All these areas do have human realm portals located in them that lead to different places around the world. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. This is actually way longer than I expected it to be. If you missed part 1 of the series, be sure to go watch that. The next part will likely be jumping into lore episodes. Have a great day or night, Astrals, and be sure to thank Soph because she honestly does so much for this.